Hey guys, welcome to another news breakdown here on Sodo Pop. Alright, as always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos, and we've got so much news, and I know why you guys clicked on this episode. You guys want to see some brand new Kamen Rider stuff, but we do have some CHODO Ultraman to get through, so to hold you over, I'm going to show you one image of some Kamen Rider stuff, and then we're gonna head on into CHODO Ultraman. Alright, so oh, it looks so good, Tasha Dole. Anyway, let's hop into the Ultraman stuff. Now, admittedly, I'm not too big on Ultraman. I don't quite know what this is, so thankfully Adi Nuva in the Discord chat of the Candy Toy Corner Discord, which is linked in the description, gave us the rundown on this. So these guys are actually a premium Bandai set for the Ultraman Tiga movie. And it's going to be featuring this dude whose name is Tiga Dark. It's also going to have Camilla, I don't know how to say or pronounce her name, but she has this like water spike, which is pretty neat. And then there are these two things here, and pardon the clicking, that's just how I'm navigating this. That is the miniature Guts wing and 3 statues of the villains, of presumably of the movie. So yeah, these are all neat. If you are fans of Ultraman, I hope you are enjoying these. Again, this is premium Bandai. It's up now. If you want to go in on a pre-order through your preferred middleman service, go ahead and do so now. But that's it for Ultraman. Let's get on in to the Sodo news, and we're gonna start with some 01 stuff with Punching Kong! Yeah! Check it out. So, he's got gunmetal gray all over his armor, and really the only detailing here that's done in sticker is the red stuff. Same with the arms. It's, you know, sort of picked out with the red and a little bit of gunmetal stickering in between. Oh, also some silver palm stuff. And, you know, you got your head, your belt, and the legs. The legs are, you know, plain, so that works out perfectly. Anyway, the arms, they do pop off, and you can, you know, have them launch out as if they're, you know, flying again at someone, which is neat. And if you were wondering, you can stick the gun into his hand, the shot riser into his hand, while he is wielding his monkey arms as well. Just to note that this gun is from the regular Vulcan release and not, you know, Punching Kong, because this set obviously doesn't come with it. And with that, we have the full layout, the full wave layout, and you can see there's a piece in there that wasn't touched on by the blog at all. It's another sort of strut piece, that white strut piece. And it's not the same one from last week that held the extra hands like this one. It's actually, you know, it's white and it has 2 pegs. So my guess is that it'll be able to hold the arms, or at least facilitate like a launching motion using just one stand. I'm not 100% sure, but that's where my theory is landing. But yeah, so that's it for Vulcan. And now we have, wait, AI02 featuring Build? Yeah. We're getting Grease Perfect Kingdom in the 01 line. This is retail. They were telling us that because his V Cinema is coming out around the same time as AI2's release, retailers were more than happy to have this. Like, it was a draw to the retailers to have this in AI02, as opposed to, you know, it not being relevant and them not wanting it. Like, this is an item from a show that's already over and is having like just a V Cinema out. That is enough pull and enough trust that the retailers will supply this. Like, that baffles me. but we have him nonetheless, and we get our very, you know, sort of basic breakdown that we've had recently. We've got the detailings. There's a lot of silver and gold paint, as well as, you know, sticker detail. They even painted the back, and it looks so good. The shoulders got some paint as well. We've got the swords, which I assume is molded in blue, or maybe it is painted blue and then you put the sticker over it. And yeah, the legs and the belt, you know, all that is stickered up, but it's understandable. A lot of it is stickered up. Not, I don't want to say all of it, but a lot of it is. And yeah, that leads to the head, which also tons of gold paint and that really nice sticker detail that is completely forgiven. And it leads to a very nice looking figure. And what's that up there? Those are the dog tags in his hand. Now, there's actually a pretty big story about the dog tags that they decided to note in the blog itself.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. S? No relation. How's it going? Oh, you know, same old here, working at Mega House. What you got for me, man? Well, you know, I had a question. I was wondering if we could add the dog tag as an accessory to the grease figure. Good question. You know, there might be a way to do it. We could have it molded into the hand. Now, since it's a build figure that we're going to be using the base mold for, the hand is stuck to the arm, so it's all going to be one mold. No, that won't do. I was hoping that we could, you know, make it a separate accessory so you could pose it and give it to other characters. Okay, alright. I'll get back to you later.
Later.
Alright, so I've been thinking about it, and I've got 2 prototypes. Oh, wow! Check that out. These are great. I like both of them. I don't know which one to choose.
¿Por qué no los dos?
That's right, we are getting 2 versions of the dog tags, one that we hadn't seen before, and it's all thanks to G-Man and S-Man, or Mr. G, Mr. S, no relation, however you want to say it. Thank you so much, guys. I know you're not listening, but this is incredible. I really appreciate all the hard work that went into bringing these to life and bringing it to us, the consumer, eventually. Like, it shows such a level of dedication, and it's a lot of the reason why I love SHODO so much. Anyway, all that being said, it gave us, you know, so far what we have in terms of the layout for AI02. Again, this is unnumbered, so I assume, you know, there's room for another figure in here, which they teased at the end of this, so we'll get to talk about that one in a sec. But you know, it's clear to see the 2 struts, the strut difference between Kong and Cheetah, or not Cheetah, Tiger. But yeah, this is all looking great. This is all looking cool. I'm very excited, and I'm definitely buying all of this. Hey, let's talk about Kamen Rider Chronicle O's, and we're talking about Combo Change 2, and you know, they gave us production images. They didn't give us like in-hand stuff, because we haven't even gotten that for Chronicle 1. So basically, you saw him before, Tajador, however you want to say it. Me personally, the Taja spinner, the sticker on that does not look the best, and there are stickers here on the legs and on the arms that were not present in the Decade Armor O's form. And a little bit of swapping can get you a more painted version, but we won't talk about that now. This guy looks great. We also got the face. That all actually has a PVC, like, clear plastic face on it to give you the sort of, like, you know, visor look. Next up we have Shouta, who also has some PVC hanging out on this figure. It's the tentacles that, you know, are a lot more pliable, which are, you know, that's great. It's just the hands on the eels, like the stickers on top of the hands on the eel. Those look really bad, but at least the legs are mostly painted. The only thing that's unpainted are the stickers on the backs of the thighs, so that's fine. We also got our look at Putotira, who oh wait, there is one thing to note about this dude here. They said that there is a peg hole in his back that's not present on any of the other figures, that's not pictured. So presumably that's for the wings, and if my assumption and Josh's assumption is correct, we will be getting an accessory set, much like we got in Combo Change 1, that'll give him the wings and, you know, maybe the chompy legs. Anyway, Putotira comes with the 2 modes for the gun axe situation, and also this is molded in both black and white, or black and purple plastic. As you can see, the rest of these figures, these guys are just molded in black, but this is molded in both black and purple, and they just wanted to say that because there were some production things that, like, if they weren't, oh, by the way, this is retail release. I just wanted to drop that on you right now. This is a retail release. You don't have to go to Premium Bandai, and because it was a retail release, they were able to separate his black parts and purple parts to make it look a little bit more accurate. And again, it's probably because they were able to mass produce this on a higher scale than they did with the double figures, so they've got a lot more leeway, like mold-wise here. So yeah, that's really neat. And also, this does the combo change gimmick. They wanted to say that because, you know, in the show, this one never did, but you can do that. Also, the wings, or at least the little, the Triceratops, like, horn things, there are aspects of this that can come off. You can remove them. There is, like, a hole in the back that, you know, you can remove some of these things for. Alright, next up. They also wanted to note that, well, basically they had people ask, like, since the chest is going to be all stickered up, if there's actually any detail underneath, and they just wanted to show this to sort of prove that. And yeah, that's it for SHODO for the whole week, and that was a lot, but they decided to tease us for next week with Valkyrie, Rushing Cheetah, and the Another Riders, and others. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Also, Another Rider is in purple. There is no Another Rider in Another 2 that relates to purple, unless it's double maybe, but I feel like the blog would have had it green and black, or at least green and purple, not just purple, so I don't know what the purple text is about. So your guess is as good as mine. Also, what does "and others" mean? I have no idea. So, guys, speculate in the comments down below. Anyway, we have some shodo-x news, and we're going to be ending on this, and if you click off now, I completely understand. This is a lot of news, and really, there's not too much new stuff here that we don't already know about, but we are getting teases for the next shodo-x release, so if you want some of that, I'll be talking about it in a bit. But they had 5 points they wanted to hit for shodo-x, this Agito wave that just came out, I think, at the time of this recording. It's like today. So, yeah. First up, they wanted to note Agito himself. They wanted to make it look a little bit more screen accurate and have the molding be a lot more dynamic and, like, conform to the musculature, or like look a little bit more like the musculature of the suit. That's really just their point one. It wasn't too big of a point that they wanted to do accuracy, but I guess they made it more of a thing in this release, I guess. Hopefully it helps and ripples down with changes going forward. Next up, they wanted to note that there was an issue, as you can see with the Ryuki example here, that the ball hinge in the leg, like, it has a ball joint socket and a hinge sort of peg on that joint that, you know, that's stuck in the crotch. it looked a little separated from the figure itself, so they thickened the ball socket pin area as well as the thigh itself in order to give it a bit more of an organic feel and sort of close up those shapes just to make it not as gappy, and I think it works out. I wonder if there is going to be any sort of like, you know, drawbacks in terms of articulation, but we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, next up we have the paint. They wanted to tell us that everything here is metallics, even down to the legs. Now, the backs, obviously, of the legs aren't going to be painted because this is Shodo. What do you expect? But they did say doing the metallic paint did really help on the head because they got to spray down a metallic sheen and then put the sort of clear red over it to make it look a lot more compoundy, as it should, so this looks really nice. Anyway, next up we have basically them saying this is the very first time they're doing form changes for a Shodo release, and you know, they didn't show it off here, but there was a Twitter post that I saw earlier where they sort of broke down the construction of these guys, and basically you pop the chest off and the shoulder armor is on separate pegs, so you can plop those out as well and be able to swap everything in between. It's a very neat and tidy swapping gimmick. Anyway, next up we have the Tornado, his vehicle for this series, and they wanted to show off that it, you know, it's in 2 boxes and it does the opening-uppy thingy. It seems like the blog post was pointing to this being able to do the transformation without parts forming, but I couldn't get solid confirmation on it, so I don't want to tell you that. Just be cautious if you do get this and it ends up not transforming, and it ends up, you know, doing the parts forming thing. That could very well be the case, but if it does transform on its own, I'd be very happy. But as you'll notice, he is sort of just floating there. He's perched on there pretty well, and that's because they made this sort of foot pocket where you could plop off the gas cap and plug in this foot pocket to make him stand and fly around. It's pretty effective, like, and it seems relatively stable, so I think it worked out. Anyway, that's the last point of the 5. And yeah, tell me in the comments down below what you thought about all this news. It was a lot. Which one was your favorite? Are you excited for Grease being retail? Are you excited for Combo Change 2 being retail? A lot of things are retail that I never thought possible. I did not think, you know, after so much of the Geo homework that AI1 or that 01 needs to do, I thought that build was gonna have to be premium, but I guess that's not the case. We're just gonna get it. So yeah, tell me what you guys are excited about in the comments down below, and don't forget an episode of Soto Sundays went up today over on the Toku Toy Store YouTube channel, so if you haven't had your fill of Soto information, go ahead and check that out from Josh. Also, if you want to contact us, if you want to talk more about Soto and even your own collection, there is a link to our Discord server called the Candy Toy Corner in the description down below, so go ahead and check that out if you want. And tomorrow will be another episode of the Soto Pop Podcast, so I hope you are looking forward to that. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.